Hello, wherever and whenever you are. And let me check my levels are coming through. Yes, they are. Welcome back down, down, down in the depths of the Underdark, where our intrepid adventurers are making their way through, trying to escape from these dangerous, dangerous caverns and holes. But we should get back to that in just a moment. Now, everybody, first, let me say a massive, massive thank you to everyone that joined us and everyone that donated generously and helped make our No Kid Hungry stream, organized by the Games Tavern, a resounding success. It was absolutely incredible. Over $8,000 made for that incredible charity, and a huge thank you from the Games Tavern and all of us here to everyone that joined our sessions and all of the other sessions over the weekend. It was incredible. I was driven to tears of joy at the end of our first session. But yes, thank you so much for that. It was an absolute pleasure to be part of that, and we look forward to doing more in the future. Now, as we're saying thanks, let me also... Hey, hey Daisy, how you doing? Welcome on in. Could we also say a big thank you to all of those lovely people at the VOD Squad, or part of the VOD Squad, as they join us with our adventures, and the doggy joins us too, as they come and enjoy our adventures and stories every chance that they get. And it's always an absolute pleasure to have you along whenever you can join us there. Now, also, the incredible people down at Sirenscape for all of the music, sound effects, and things that you'll be hearing during our games. Well, I say all the music, not quite all the music, as we also have the wonderful people at Dark Fantasy Studio and the two YouTube channels, Travis Savoy and Epic Journey, for their incredible music that you can enjoy and put in your games as well. And finally, over on Patreon, Will Savino, for being a prolific and talented producer of RPG music. Please definitely give them a check. All of our VODs on YouTube, there's a link on the channel, have the links to all of their channels and pages, and you can check them out and give them the love that they deserve. Now, let us continue on here. First things first, a rather dramatic start to today, but let us work our way across the screen here and see who we have joining us down here in the Underdark. As we have, first and foremost, Elora. Who are you? Who are you playing? And where are they at right now?
Okay, so my name is Sam. I play Elora Lester. She is a high elf rogue who ran away from home to start an outlaw band. And she was captured by the Drow and met all of these lovely people and was able to escape. And they just came into contact with the Demogorgon, which drove Elora into level 1 madness. She was paralyzed and unable to be of any use.
Fun times. Fun times.
Yeah, fun times.
Yes.
She shook out of it at the very end, and she was able to escape with everyone, but I think she's still a little bit shook.
Okay, thank you. And next to Elora, we have Ignatius. Good sir, who are you? Who are you playing? And where are they at?
Oh, I am Chris, and from CarniSideShow, and I am playing Ignatius, the Minotaur Barbarian, who is trapped in the Underdark and trying to save his comrade.
Indeed. Shout out to CarniSideShow right there. Now,
thank you.
Give them a follow, because they're rather special. And next to Ignatius, lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce, Corbin. Who are you? Who are you playing? And where are they at? As I make you pause for just one moment, a massive, massive hi, hello to Guild Superior. Thank you, Valkyrie, for the follow. And a massive thank you, Guild Superior, folks. A channel that follows through on their giveaways. As look what I have here, a very beautiful set of dice all the way from the US. Thank you to everyone over there, and thank you for the raid, everyone. Welcome on in. We are just getting started. We are introducing agent, and we are introducing our good friends here, and we are jumping into the Underdark with the Demogorgon roaring and kicking up a fuss in the background. So, Corbin, please continue as the emojis fly around your head.
Well, who am I? I'm Buns, also known as Battlescar Bunny, and I play Corbin, our lovely changeling monk of the Way of Mercy. They have recently decided they found their way down in the Underdark for reasons that have not really been revealed yet, and they heard about Allura and their band of outlaws, thinking that they would definitely be down to hang out with some other badass chicks. They found their way to the group and now are doing their best to help out everybody, no matter what it means.
Yes, definitely a mood for 2021. Badass chicks helping everybody out. Like that. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have Zakan and Guild Superior. Thank you very much for the sub. Always a pleasure, sir. Always a pleasure. Okay, so yes, Zakan. Who are you playing? And where are they at?
Hi. I am Steven, and I am playing Zakan, the Aasimar Ranger, and as of this session, Cleric as well.
We will be getting to that.
A desperately needed position within the group.
Oh yeah, aren't we gonna roll each?
Zakan.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I think we are. Zakan has been doing for the past 100 years, they're doing now what they've been doing for the past 100 years, which is leading people out of the Underdark safely to where they need to go, fighting evil, bringing the light, all that sort of thing. Where they're at the moment is meditating and ruminating on their failure to foresee and prevent the arrival of the Demogorgon, and have also suffered a point of madness.
It's a little much to put it all on yourself, but indeed.
They will.
So,
do not worry.
Dear viewers, I know we have a few new people in here. Keep an eye on chat, as our little chatbots will be cycling around with a link to our homepage. And also, if you're on a computer, you can look at the overlay from D&D Beyond to check out all of the new information about our players. As mentioned by Zakan here, recently up to level 4. Chris, if I could ask you to bring that fourth culture emote once more time. So let us go across the screen once more from Allura, and please tell us if you have any new toys from your level up, and let's roll. Thanks for the follow, Coban. Let's roll those HP. Okay, so everyone we get one of your hit dice, whatever dice that may be. Ignatius is the big boy on that one.
12. All right.
And remember, we'll do it one by one. So as we come to you, and we are re-rolling natural ones because sod that. Oh, Pete, sorry, mate. You can do the D20, but without the +5. Just a straight D20. Okay. So, Allura, what new toys do you have at level 4, if anything?
So I have a new feat.
Ooh, nice.
Which is alert. So I have +5 to initiative.
Oof.
I cannot be surprised while I'm conscious, and other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you.
Nice.
On guard.
Okay. That is a good feat for a rogue, and a protective one at that. Okay, so what is your hit dice?
3.
You got a 3. Okay, so 3 more survivability points for you. Okay, and our big beefy boy, which is not a Minotaur reference, I swear. It's a muscle reference.
Actually, I rolled, what is that? I think I rolled a 6. There we go.
6
plus my
down the middle. Down the middle. Yeah, you will get the con mod. The con mod's automatic, so just put the number.
Okay.
Yeah, just add the number to the rolled value on D&D Beyond there. And any new toys at the level 4?
I also took a feat.
Oh, excellent. What'd you get?
Sentinel.
Oh, that's a good one too. Nice. Anyone who's not aware, can you share the joys of that?
Sure. So when you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. Creatures provoke opportunity attacks even if they take the disengage action. Also, when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use a reaction to make a melee weapon attack against them.
Nice. So you've got that. You've got your spirits of your
Very tanky.
ancestors also doing that, right? Yeah, yeah.
Come
Woe
protect
betide.
for.
Woe betide anyone that does not attack the barbarian. Okay. Nice. And next, as we go onto the right side of the screen here, Corbin. Any new toys at level 4?
The same way that our Zarkon is now part cleric. Corbin took a level in druid.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I got spell slots. That's the new thing.
That'll do it. Yeah.
I do not know where I get my hit die though, so I can roll my stuff.
It will be on D&D Beyond. On the screen where you leveled up, at the top it will have manage hit dice. Manage HP, sorry. Go into the character builder.
Hit dice. I see max HP, temp HP, max HP modifier.
Down the bottom it will say what
max HP.
Down the bottom it will say what your hit dice is.
But you're breaking up really bad for me.
And at the bottom it will say your hit dice.
Oh no.
Bones. Is everyone else okay?
And come back to us.
Good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back. I can hear everybody.
Okay, cool. So yeah, down the lower part of that screen, it should tell you what your hit dice is.
Oh.
Thank you, Pete.
That's what I thought too, but it is not.
Hang on, jumping in. So manage HP.
Thank you.
Yes, your hit dice is a D8.
Okay. I rolled an 8.
Nice. Excellent.
Mhm.
Okay, so on you have the manage HP, manage hit points window open.
I think so, yes.
Yep. So at the top it has your maximum HP, and then there are 3 boxes: rolled HP, HP modifier, override HP. Yep. Add 8 to the rolled HP box. And then that should take you to 26, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then that automatically adds your con modifier. You don't have to worry about that. Just the numbers on the dice.
Oh, wait.
Nice. So, finally, we had a little inkling of the what's been happening with the level up. We had a dip into cleric. Now, what faith does Zakan follow? Because your angelic guide, Tidra, is a multi-god workhorse. Oh, by the way, she might be a little quiet for a while. Anyone?
Oh no, that won't cause problems at all. I'm sure.
Anyone who watched Descent into Avernus on Friday would have seen Tidra get into a spot of bother. Thanks to a very generous charitable donation, if that makes it any better.
Kind of.
Little. So, is there a god that you had in mind?
So, none in particular. I think because of how their life has been, their main point of contact has always been Tidra and loyalty and fealty to Tidra's. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna choose to believe that just at that moment, Finn on your shoulder was shouting out, "Worship me! Worship me!"
He's actually speaking in Celestial, naming off gods.
So, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
So so I had Finnegan. He's being very noisy because I have hobnobs and I'm not sharing them.
How rude. How rude.
Yeah. He's gonna go eat his own food. Okay. So a light cleric, which in fitting with Zakan's whole deal.
Yep.
But yeah. No deity in mind.
Okay.
So,
we can talk about that and figure that out.
Just a Tidra stand.
Yep. Indeed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can find if there's a light domain cleric that's based in Bitopia. That's where Tidra is based. So hopefully we can sort that out. I know Torm.
Yeah.
Torm is there. We know our departed friend, our dearly departed friend, a little satyr, is up there.
Oh man, that'd be wild.
What was hers again? Ilmater. Ilmater was her god, and he's based in Bitopia as well. So she's met
And she
Tidra.
was our cleric.
Yep, indeed, that would follow. So
Yeah, at the moment, they are meditating, and will probably continue to meditate for quite some time to seek answers about what's going on. So
Okay.
some deity contact.
Yeah.
Seems quite natural.
Indeed. Okay, thank you. So, yes, let us catch all of our viewers up here with what they missed out on last time. If you are new to the channel here, welcome. We play several different campaigns going on. We have Curse of Strahd, Out of the Abyss, Descent into Avernus, and Rime of the Frost Maiden all going on, with Candlekeep Mysteries starting next month. It's a pleasure to have you here. And if that CZ there is the CZ I think they are, a huge hello to you, sir. And I am very much looking forward to working together in the near future. So, let us continue and do a little recap.
Should I roll?
Sorry, excuse me, Zakan.
We've gotten to the weeds about deity stuff, but yeah.
Chris.
I assume.
Chris,
since
can you
it's
help
a
me?
level in cleric, it should be cleric, but yeah.
Do
Am I
you
helping?
do you use the hit dice of what the level you took? If they're different dice, which dice do you
Sorry?
use? If you're multiclassing,
Oh, I just went blank. Hello?
Chris, we can see you and hear you. Excuse us, everyone. The tech goblins are out in force today. Are you back with us? Oh, there he goes. Come back to us, Christopher. There he is.
Don't feel so good.
And take two. Action. Okay, so I was saying, when you multiclass, and anyone in chat as well, any of our good guild superior friends, if you know this as well, when you're multiclassing and you're rolling your HP, do you roll the hit dice for that class? That makes sense,
Yeah. I think you pick the one from the new class.
right? So yeah, so because you're taking a level. I mean, Corbin, you are D8s and D8s, so it doesn't matter. They're both
Yeah, I was
D8s.
about to ask. I was like, yeah, I think
They
they're
were
both
the same.
D8s.
Yeah. Both of them, the monk and the druid, have the same hit dice. So Zakan, whatever your cleric hit dice is, that is the one to roll, please.
It's a 1d8, so here we go.
Okay.
Hey.
That's a 1.
Reroll.
Reroll.
No.
Yeah. So you can do a little better. A 5. A respectable 5.
A respectable 5
Oh.
for a respectable cleric. Okay, nice. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, so as you are filling in that information there on your character builder, so yes, I have confirmation. It is the same, and yes, that's me. So everyone, let me officially announce right here that our friend here in chat, CZ. I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. CZRPG, the very talented best-selling author on the DM's Guild, has graciously agreed to sponsor us for the fortnights running up to our 1-year anniversary. So stay tuned. Follow the Twitter. There is a link right here, and you have a command for that too. Hang on. 2 seconds. Thank you, Battlescar. That was you. Thank you, once. And
Yes, that wasn't. I didn't know.
I didn't notice until I'm in the middle of reading it. Thank you very much. There is our Twitter there, good folks. If you want to head on over there and give us a follow, you can see all of the good information about the exciting things that are coming up in that fortnight running up to our anniversary, and the generous and wonderful support of CZRPG. There are going to be some interesting prizes, some exciting prizes that you can win if you come and buy our streams and join us for our anniversary fortnights, our fabulous fortnights, which will be coming up soon, starting Thursday next week. So we'll be kicking things off with Curse of Strahd next week, and keep eyes on all of the social medias for that. Right, okay, so last time we joined our friends here in the middle of a vicious, hard-fought battle on the edge of the Dark Lake, the waters churning and seething with manta ray-like monsters that were rising up to eat the sacrifices that they were expecting, but finding fresh meat in the form of Kuatoa and Elora here battling in the water. They took a few choice mouthfuls before they escaped out of the water, and they were splashing around there trying to find victims and people to get their teeth into. But up on the shore, safely out of the water, safely is a generous word, the battle was raging hard. Players were being knocked out as magic flew, and the rival priests in the Kuatoa village of Slublup were battling as these faithful of the Sea Mother, the original main religion of the town, were fighting against those followers of this new upstart religion, the Limugugan, which sounds strangely familiar, as they were performing a ritual, and they pretended to bring the adventurers as a token of a peace offering, as a sacrifice for the head priest's daughter, who is the head priest of this new faith. But it was a trap, and the head priest of the Sea Mother attacked his own daughter by surprise and kicked off the whole combat. And as it raged around, you freed the Durgar prisoner that was originally there as a sacrifice, and he supersized himself and was fighting alongside you, and all of you managed to defeat these rogue Bruktagar cultists, these unfaithful cultists, and you felt successful. You felt that you had triumphed over this danger, but unfortunately, in her last dying gesture, Bliphod, the daughter, the head priest of this Limugugan religion, ripped out her own throat, spilt her own blood onto the defiled altar, and completed the ritual. And the waters of the Dark Lake started to rise up and boil and foam, and as you all looked out at this new danger, what was approaching, you saw just what was approaching, as long tentacles, two simian heads, roaring with the fury of the abyss, came surging up out of the water and started to charge towards the settlement, sending a surge of water in front of them, and everyone lost their minds, quite literally, as several of the party were driven into a panic. Zakan started hallucinating. Elora was paralyzed with fear. Ignatius and Corbin were unfortunately able to resist and helped them out of danger's way, rescuing their NPC friends from the Drow enslavement camp as well. And you went charging through the streets of Slubludup as the Demogorgon came closer, lashing out with its tentacles, destroying the towering structures of the village as the woodwork and the buildings above came raining down on top of you. You barely made it through the streets with your lives, out through the gates, through into the tunnels, and once more into the Underdark. You had to dodge out of the way of falling debris. Some of the Kuatoa had been driven mad and were attacking everyone around them. Waters surging up out of the Dark Lake were bringing with them those strange manta ray-like characters trying to bite onto you. But you managed to dodge and weave around, avoiding any serious injury. And you also saved so many of the Kuatoa. And all of you managed to rush out of the city gates, across the stone shelf of the shoreline of the Dark Lake, into the tunnel mouth, and you went belting down the tunnel as far as you could go, and you found yourselves in a massive cavern with the leader of the Kuatoa, the archpriest Pluplupin, raised up on a boulder suitably tall, blessing all of you for your help, for your aid, for saving their people, if not their town. And the darkness and the silence of the Underdark washed in once more and surrounded you all. It's exhausting. In the best way possible. Now, as the Kuatoa starts to talk amongst themselves, deciding just what to do, what will become of their people, what will become of their cultures and their religions now that this horrible abyssal force has been visited upon them. And you, find yourselves catching your breath. Elora, Zakan, you are returned to your normal selves. As Plupin waves a hand in thanks once more and turns back to his people, inexplicably shouting out in his Kotoa accent, "Thank you all, and a very good night to North Shore DM, and thank you for the raid." As he turns back to his people, clearly driven mad by the emergence of this demon prince. And don't know what's going on there. And they start to make plans for their future. You four and your friends are left alone.
And the north shore of the Dark Lake. It's a
Yes.
very nice place.
Yeah, there you go. So, please.
Maybe these abandoned Koatoa can set up there.
So, what was the plan? Where do we go from here? I don't know.
My plan sort of stopped when I found you guys. I don't know what to say.
Zakan is familiar with this area, are you not?
Kind of sitting and looking off into the distance, but they stand up as the conversation begins again, and they say, "Yes, I should have enough knowledge to get us to our next destination. We still have our fellow remaining members of our group to take care of, and whatever it is that's happening here, it's of no concern to the innocents that travel with us."
All I know
Okay,
is
so
we need to get as far away from here as we possibly can. That's what my gut is just screaming, and we need to get away from here.
So once we have reestablished. Speaking of, are any of you injured? Do any of you need healing? I am reconnecting somewhat with my abilities.
I'm not doing great, but if we rest for a bit, I should be okay.
Wow, you're
Let me see
resting.
your wounds. And Zakan will cast Cure Wounds on our friend Poppy.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Poppy is Ignatius, everyone. Nickname.
my neighbor Poppy. Let's see, which will be for 9 hit points.
Hey, all right.
Ooh.
Sparkly dice, sparkly dice. Sorry.
Looks like jelly beans.
And then as they're healing Ignatius, they say in kind of a lower voice, "You still have that object we recovered from the lake, correct?"
Black pearls. Grabbed 2 of them, I believe.
Indeed.
Do you need them?
You bundled them in a cloth or some such, right?
Exactly, yes. I don't know if they also carry any of the curse that was on the statue, but best to be safe.
I fear seeing them might excite the Kuatoa in a somewhat vulnerable time, but as part of my returning abilities, I think I may be able to at least know if it's a danger to us, if you could hold it out for me.
Sure, and I'll take it out of the bag and kind of keep it covered, but also put it out in front of him.
Okay.
And then Zakan will cast Detect Evil and Good, which will allow them to know if, in addition to creatures, celestials and fiends and such within 30 feet, it also allows to know if a place or object within 30 feet has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Okay. So, you concentrate and let your senses extend beyond your physical form. And you sense nothing from the pearls And with your experience, you think it may have been the act of removing them from the statue that triggered some kind of residual divine power that the god that was temporarily worshipped had still clinging to the statue. So it was probably just a defense for that. And at the moment, the pearls are just that, pearls. Impressive specimens, but nothing to be worried about. But interestingly, you do get a sense of an object of extreme goodness. A light in the dark, if you will, in Elora's pack.
They don't make any like visible movement except to kind of let out a breath that it seemed they've been holding, which maybe Ignatius will notice. And they say, perhaps worried that our possession of these objects had assisted in the summing of our encounter. But it seems that at least these present no danger to us, and merely as objects as they are.
Well, then, you think there's anything else that would be reason to track our party down, or besides the drow that we're running from? Seems there's other things in the Underdark that...
Sarith, the drow prisoner that was with you, comes over. Well, I mean, everyone's in this conversation, everyone's around you. Sarith says, "Yes, it is true. We should not dawdle any longer, especially with such a ruckus happening in the town. Surely, if there is anyone on our tail, they will be that much closer if we hang about the place."
That's correct. Are you ready to move then? The rest of the group is.
Yes, I believe so. And at that point, Shushar comes over to you. The Kuatoa. Shushar the Awakened, who had been traveling the labyrinthine expanse of the Dark Lake, somewhat of a pilgrimage for the Kuatoa, and if done properly, something that can give you a certain enlightenment. And as he comes over to you, he says, "My friends, I cannot thank you enough for everything you have done, rescuing us, helping us escape from those terrible slavers, escorting us through the Underdark back to my people, and helping us, and helping so many Kuatoa escape the terrors that were visited upon us. But as much as I must say thank you, I must also say farewell."
Oh. So they're gonna stay behind and try to rebuild.
People they could use your guidance.
It was my goal. Upon completion of my journey, upon the discoveries I have made, it was my goal to return to my people and spread the knowledge I have received. There is a force. You have it. He points at you, Zakarn. You, Corbin.
What?
I sense a recent connection to it yourself. And I also. And others like me. Pluplupin, his son, Gluglugok. All of us share. All of us tap into the well. The deep, deep well that is called the Weave. It is a force existent in all things. It is what gives us the power to do the wondrous things, the miraculous things that we are able. Yes, there are many windows onto that realm, many ways to access it, be they divine, and once again you, Zakan, through a connection with your environment, and he points at you, Corbin, or many other such things. I've heard tell, even studying your arse off will get you a connection as well. Stupid wizards. All of
You're your way
these,
into magic.
all of these are merely separate doorways, different passages that lead to the same great source of power. And I intend to use that knowledge to put a stop to the squabbling between our different focuses of worship. Should a group arise like Blopplipod's sacrificial religion, if they are harming others, then yes, of course, they should be stopped. But if a group is worshipping some being, gaining access to this one weave, much as we all are, if they are not hurting others, then is it not acceptable? Should they not be allowed to access the weave as they see fit? Corbin, Zakan, your access to the weave comes from very different spots, but are you at each other's throats? No. And if my people choose to worship something with 3 tentacles or 5 claws and a little strange trumpet type thing on the side, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is all access to the one glorious well source. And I hope to help my people see that. And we shall come together. And we shall work together. And one day soon, we will have a place to live once more, a place to worship, a place to access the weave ourselves. And you, my friends, you will always be welcome. Until then,
I'd very much like to see that.
thank you. But until that day, until our paths cross once more, may your adventures, may your goals be met, and may you find the enlightenment and success that I myself found on my travels. Look out for these people as I shall look out for mine. And I hope you can make your way to the surface again one day. Elora, Ignatius, Corbin, Zakan, you have the Kotor's thanks, and you always shall. And he turns, and with his cane, his staff, clinking on the stone, walks away to his people. And still to a mixed reaction. You see some of them kind of scowl a little bit at him and kind of turn their backs away. But he puts his head on his head saying, yeah, that's to be expected kind of thing. And he carries on walking. But you do see one group of younger Kotor walk up to him, cautiously almost, looking curious. And you see them start to converse in the Kotor language. And he spreads his arms magnanimously and ushers them over to the side. And they all sit down. And he, with his suitably higher elevation, starts to spread the word. But they don't sit down for too long because it is the Kotor's way to just wander aimlessly. So he starts to walk off, still orating. And the others are all just like following on behind him, trying to hear his words. And you find yourselves with your friends, and everyone comes to talk to you. I am not, much as Buns will probably ask me to, I am not going to go through every NPC voice of all of these people.
How does every one of them feel?
Right.
Well, that I will tell you. So basically, you sit down and you have a long conversation about them. Thank you, Pete. I will have a stretch as we come out of that dramatic music. Thank you so much. Stretch break. Everyone feel free to take part. Thank you, Pete. Now, so as you sit down and discuss with all of the various people about where they would like to go, Prince Darendil is very insistent that you get to the surface as soon as possible, for Lady Alora must be spirited away from all of this danger as quickly as can be done.
No, that is not our main concern. I'm very worried about everyone's safety, and if I can be of any help, although I wasn't earlier today, I'm so sorry, Ignatius, that you had to carry me. You saved my life, but I want to contribute.
And Prince Darendil very quickly says, "And I offered to carry you, Lady Alora. Of course, I was as quickly as I could, but Ignatius, he insisted."
No, it's fine.
But Lady Alora, what are you saying?
Zakan looks to Ignatius like, did he?
Wasn't even there. I don't know what he's talking.
when you met up with the with the embassies, you were already carrying her.
Yeah.
He says to you, Alora, he's like, "Oh, but Lady Alora, think of all the social functions you will have missed already. We must get you back to the surface."
Have not participated in a social function in the one you're imagining since I was a child. I have no interest.
Poor thing. You must visit my people. Once I am reunited with my family and returned to my princely domain, then we shall show you balls, banquets, social dances, the things that, you cannot imagine.
Darendil, hasn't being transformed taught you anything? Haven't you learned a thing about living in another race's body? Are you still thinking about your elven ways?
What do you mean? I'm still me? This is merely a cosmetic setback. I shall be restored, I'm sure.
Oh, forget it. Alora just waves her hands at him and turns around.
No. As she turns away, we just hear, as we move away from the scene as well, we hear Prince Darendil turn. Corbin, did I hear the Kuatoa say that you have access to new magic? May we talk?
He probably doesn't know what they're talking about.
We should get
People
moving.
call it magic, but it's really like ki. Like as they're talking, they're like, it's called ki. It's a different type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not this weave thing they were talking about.
Would having now been to the Kuatoa settlement split up, would Zakan have a general idea of kind of where they are and where the next sort of safe settlement might be?
Yes. You.
Yeah.
You know.
I do not know to what extent the wanderer trait of my background features an excellent memory for maps and geography.
Yes, you are in familiar parts of the Underdark now, although it is still a maze and not a 100% surety that you'll be able to quickly get to where you want to be. But you, from Slupdadop, the Kuatoa village, you think with fairly good sense of confidence, feel that you could safely travel with the others to either Gracklestug, Sneezer, thank you so much. You could either travel to Gracklestug, which is the Duergar city, which is famed for its forges and their metalwork and stuff there. I think Ignatius had a lovely shopping day there. And you also feel confident that you could find your way to Blingdenstone, the Smurf Neblin, the Underdark Gnome settlements that they are in the process of reclaiming after it was nearly destroyed by the Drow. So talking to the others, sorry, got distracted by Prince Darendelle because I enjoy teasing Alora with it too much. Teasing Alora, teasing Sam. The
Little bit of both.
yeah, two birds with one stone. What can I say? The others, for their part, Eldith, the shield dwarf scout, wants to help the twins in whatever they want to do, and get the twins to where they want to be. Jimjar is down for just a tour of the entire Underdark. He wants to see all these new places and get into more scrapes with everyone. He's having a fantastic time. He's the happiest, I think, in the group at the moment. But he was quite interested in going to the Neverlight Grove, the Myconid colony where Stool had been kidnapped from. Hopefully, being able to see them and thank them for what Stool did as they sacrificed themselves to save you all and to deliver the news of Stool's passing. Unfortunately. So he just say that. Sarith, the drow, is also very keen to go to Neverlight Grove, and he knows where it is. And he also knows his way to other locations as well, so between him and you, Zakan, you'll be fine at the moment. And yeah, he's very keen also to get to Neverlight Grove, partly because of Stool, but also because of he's sure that they will be able to help you, and he knows that the Myconid have contact with the surface, so they'll probably know a way to the surface as well. And then Topsy and Turvy, they're from Blingdenstone, they're Swerfneblin, but when you kind of bring it up with them and say, so you two, do you want to go back home, go back to your people? They don't seem very keen to do that. And do you remember you had heard that they had run away together and were on the run, just the two of them.
Entering.
And you kind of certainly Corbin and Zakan, I think you're quite keyed into people's kind of like tells and their expressions and stuff. You two especially kind of get the feeling that once they're feeling well equipped and physically ready, you can imagine that they would want to go off on their own again.
Wander off. Yeah. Speaking of it, real quick, do we have that dude that was also on the sacrificial altar with us? Is he just hanging out?
Yeah, that was the last one. Yes, the Duragar who was with you. Hemeth is his name. He has reduced back down to normal size, and he is very keen and able to guide you. He's very keen to go back to Gracklstuck. Now, I need to figure out which is closest.
Yeah, that's Zakan's main concern, I think. And perhaps they would have discussed it at some point with Plupopine, or be like, hey, where's the closest non-hostile settlement, just so we can regroup.
Yeah.
I think, we should also warn the other cities of what we've seen.
Yeah, very good points. Yes, very good point.
You mean what we unleashed? Well, we didn't unleash it.
We failed to prevent.
Zakan, you would have something. Yes, Zakan, you would have something to say there. You're pretty sure that no Kuotoa misdirected religion would lead to the summoning of a demon prince. Like also the.
And I was going to ask him actually. Yeah, like, does Zakan know through, just stories or visions, like, you must do everything that you can to prevent, this sort of thing from happening? Like, do they know what they saw, more or less?
By reputation, yeah. You've never seen depictions of them.
Yeah.
But,
So we'll put it together.
Yeah, exactly. Other adventuring parties on this channel have seen depictions. One of our players over in Eberron there was possessed by the spirit of Demogorgon and grew a second head, which was trying to bite him. Good times.
Fun times. There's still plenty of campaign left here.
So, sharing your knowledge, sharing your combined know-how down here, you figure that it would be roundabout in the region of, considering regular travel times. Of course, you could push yourselves to make it faster, or you could suffer setbacks to make it longer. But you think that from where you are to Grattlestug, Blingdenstone, and for what it's worth, the drow capital of Menzoberranzan, is about the same distance. But all of them are 2 weeks travel, 10 days from where you are now. This place is vast. Okay, this is a huge expanse of the Underdark here. So yeah, it's about 20 days to Gracklestug, Blingdenstone, and Menzoberranzan, which nobody wants to go to. And you think about 26 days to Neverlight Grove. So
Neverlight sort of along the path to one of those.
The opposite.
From
Gracklestug.
From Gracklestug.
Gracklestug is on the way to Neverlight. So if you went to Gracklestug, you would be closer to Neverlight. Sareth tells you.
So that's probably. Yeah. So they're sort of just discussing this. I assume as we're starting to like move out of this area, kind of down a tunnel or something.
Yep.
Discussing it, and I guess one more question. How does Gracklestug and the Duragar feel about the drow?
They have trade relations and things with them. You know that Gracklestug, there's a section of the city where outsiders are allowed to visit and stay for trade purposes, but the actual main city itself is just purely Duragar. And there are some... Oh, sorry, excuse me. Trying to remember. I think there are giants there as well. And you heard rumors when you were there, visiting there, that their forges and everything are powered by a dragon.
Interesting.
Which Eldith...
But not like fealty to the drow, like that they would turn us over as wanted the minute they saw us or something.
No.
Yeah.
No, all of the different...
They're not like hostile to the drow, but yeah.
No. Yeah, all the different groups down here are fiercely proud and independent. They don't owe fealty to anyone. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Cool. That was the other concern.
Yes.
Cool. Well, yeah, I think as they're walking and discussing that, Zircon will turn to Hemeth and say, "Do you travel with us? Do you have a place to go?"
Well, if you see your way to visiting Gracklestug, I'm sure I could put in a good word and make sure you're given decent treatments when you arrive. I could hook you up with anything you're looking for as well, introduce you to some good merchants. I know the people in the brewery there, we can get some beers in, eh? They've got a bit of a thirst after all that.
Such things would be appreciated by those who partake, and yes, I think Gracklestug may be the right direction for us to go.
Nice one. Yeah, well, don't much fancy my chances going. I made the mistake of coming here. Although, from the sounds of your friend, it looks like it might not be a lost avenue of mercantile promise. I might come back this way when they've settled down a bit. Hopefully
there is per leader and per deity, but I believe the words the Shushar says, that what he wants to do is for the better good.
Spot on. Well, yeah, I mean, if you need a guide or, to be honest, it sounds like you've got your heads on straight. I can probably be most use when we get to the city itself.
Extra eyes and extra arms are appreciated in these tunnels.
He's like, thumps his chest. He's like, well, I'm the geezer you want. I mean, it's the least I can do. You saved me from having me bloody guts splashed across that thing.
Well,
What the fuck was that coming out? The hell was that coming out of the water?
That is my concern as well, but it's not something that any of us can face. We just put distance between us and it.
I almost shit my pants. On which note, I'll say, welcome, Oathsworn. Thank you for the raid at that very opportune moment.
little clip just right there.
I'm right there with you, Laura says.
I hope.
Natural response.
I hope you didn't hear the line, lead up to that line, because that'll be much better. Hey, thank you, Oathsworn.
Let's go read this channel. I've heard it's very nice and friendly and wholesome.
Yeah. What? Sam, no. She did.
Sam.
Sam wanders off into the Underdark, never to be seen again. Excuse us while we play musical chairs for a moment, everybody. Oathsworn RPG, welcome on by. Let me give you a quick catch up. Our friends here are in the Underdark. They have recently escaped from Sloopledup, the Kotor town that was attacked and destroyed by the Demogorgon, who is here on our screen, raging up out of the Dark Lake waters and destroying the entire village. But they managed to escape and help a lot of the village folk escape with them, and they are now deciding which direction to continue their journey through the Underdark. Thank you, Sirenscape. Good timing. Okay, so let us carry on. Ignatius, what are your thoughts, sir?
Gruggelstock, is that how you say it?
Gracklestug? Yeah.
Gracklstock. Sounds fine to me. Wherever the closest place is that we can rest and reconsider our next move.
You are the natural leader here. If you are our course, I believe the rest of the group will follow.
Just feel that we've been through a lot recently, and it'd be good to have a solid base, at least for a few days. And I would like to partake as well. Time to have a good drink after all of that.
And, sorry, I can't remember our new fella's name here. Hemeth. Hemeth is like, yes, the ale must flow.
Yes.
I've had a particularly rough go of things down here.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
It's okay. So, that's decided.
Oh, it's another new background.
Had to move, yeah. Sorry.
She's contractually obliged to change position as much as possible.
Yes.
Yes, it's true.
At least once per session.
Yeah.
At least.
Yep.
I call
Shake
it
off.
hard.
Shake off anyone following your tracks. They'll never find you.
Have to hide.
Yeah, it's okay. You're just channeling your rogue character. It's good. It works. So,
Laura, are you people
Speaking of
deciding
them,
they're
as
gonna
they
drink at
choose
the
their
bar or not?
sort of path and tunnel to go down, whichever one branches off the main cavern there, Zakan will make an attempt to obscure their tracks with Ignatius and
okay.
our drow companion sort of leading the direction.
Sorry. Point of interest, Zakan. Stephen. No, Stephen. Actually, not Zakan.
Yes.
Can you hear
I
Buns?
changed the voice to.
Can you hear Buns? Okay, because you keep talking over her, and I'm sure it's not on purpose.
Oh no, I absolutely cannot.
Okay.
Let me see if refreshing helps. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Buns, you had a question before. What was that?
While we were walking and everybody was deciding, I guess, on whether or not they were gonna do the bar, Corbin was gonna make the suggestion that if the closest place we can get to has any type of like traveling sling or like large thing that people could sit on, they could shapeshift to have stronger legs and pull people for a while to see if we can get to our destination faster.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely
I
works.
I was trying to get the group's opinion on it.
Elora, Ignatius, what do you think? A slid?
Laura? Oh, sorry. I was waiting for Laura. So what do you suggest we do then? What do you think is the best way to approach this?
Well, the last time we all got in the boats, it didn't go quite as well. So I would prefer to stay on land this time. But I used to have to clean the rafters a lot. So I have a few different shifts that I can do with my arms and legs that can move faster than normal people.
Interesting.
I am also very keen to stay away from the water, but would that tire you?
Is that an
carry all
option?
of us? Or, yeah, is that an option? And also, How would that be on you physically? Would you be okay? Or, I don't know how long we'll be traveling. Weeks.
We know it'll take it's 10 days to get to the nearest like town. But after that, after we readjust about how long it's going to take us to get to, because we're trying to go to the Grove, depending on how long that is, I could try to at least cut our time, like a fraction of our time.
Sounds good.
All right.
And you're pretty sure if you go to Gracklestug, there's probably going to be certain amounts of mining going on there. So there would certainly be that kind of thing available. Okay.
Player wise,
I'm so sorry about that.
Okay.
It's fine. It happens.
Yeah. Is it?
As a monk, though, they can run about as fast as a horse already. So I think
True.
since shape change doesn't add or take away anything, they still can go that quick.
Are you hearing okay now, Zaka?
Yeah, so I can definitely hear. I just thought that like Corbin was being very like quiet and observant, like.
Yes and
They're
no.
not that introspective. I'm sorry.
Oh right.
Not yet.
Oh man, they really got shook by what happened.
Still hallucinating.
Hemeth, the Durgar, comes to you, Elora, Corbin, in particular. He's like, Are you really dead set against the water? Because I mean, it's a straight line from here to Gracklestug across the Dark Lake, or we do a small detour around the edge.
Look, were they with us when we got like yoinked off the boats and everything?
No.
And I don't know how they got there. It's like, were you yoinked off of a random boat by creepy people and then almost drowned? I don't think so. I want to go back to the water.
We were forced to go through the tunnels because we had our caravan of goods with us. But if we're just traveling by ourselves, it's faster to go by boat. Although, I suppose the docks of Slubladop might be quite risky. Yeah, tunnels. Let's go through tunnels.
Corbin's like, you got boat gold?
He's like, I had boat gold before this bloody Kurotoa tried to kill me. All right.
I can't help you there. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I like tunnels. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So, when you are traveling, we need to decide our order in which we're traveling, and also decide how fast we are going to be traveling. So, looking at our screen here, let's say that going to the left is the front. So Ignatius and Corbin, at the present, you are at the front. How would you like to array yourselves? Let's do one. We'll do two sets. There's two situations that can occur. You can be two abreast or in single file. So we'll set it up two abreast, and then in single file, the left side, as it's traveling, the left person will kind of drop behind the right person, say, in order. So who's at the front?
I'm gonna move back again to kind of make sure everybody's keeping up.
Gotcha.
If I can, over here somewhere.
Yep. Okay, so who's leading? Zakan?
Yeah.
On Sareth again, as it was.
Sareth was with you before. Yep. I think we're just gonna keep it canonically that you're huger than everyone else. I mean, I think Ignatius's token is about to scale. Yeah, especially next to Jim. Especially next to Jim Jar there. He's like, "You're right there, Chief." Right?
Corbin's gonna suggest that those two are in the front and taking up the rear, that me and Alora flank everybody else. That way, everyone's protected on all sides.
Let me quickly grab a Duragar for our friend Hemeth, sorry.
Awesome.
Duragar.
Just want to make sure someone with night vision is in the back with Poppy.
Yes.
I keep forgetting I don't have that.
Okay, I'm gonna use this one because it's cool. Look at that beard.
Right.
I like that one.
Old school.
Titan. It's a Titan.
Let's bring him
Oh,
up.
it's so tiny.
It's bigger. It's just the scale of the thing. He is representing a regular Duergar. Sorry. And his name is Hemeth.
Hi, Hammett.
Hi, Hemeth. Hi, everyone. Okay, so yes, Sarith, Zakan, and Hemeth are at the front there. Laura, where are you going to be?
So I think Corbin suggested maybe we go on the sides, and that's fine with me. Whoever, I guess maybe Eldith or... No, Eldith? Does Eldith have dark vision?
Yep.
Who has dark vision? Okay. Yeah. Someone with dark vision in the back with Ignatius.
Okay, yep, Eldith will go back with Ignatius, no problem. She's friendly.
She's a
in that.
scout, so her perception should be quite good.
Oh, yes. No problem, CZRPG. Get the wrong way around. It is 1 a.m. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are able to swing by Curse of Strahd tomorrow morning for you and have a look at what's going on there. It was an absolute pleasure. And once more, we are very excited to be working together for our anniversary fabulous fortnight coming up soon. Can't wait. Okay, so, yep, so they're there. And I think... Sorry, everyone, just take a moment here as we say goodbye to Shashar.
Hi.
Be safe, my friend.
He's gone. Darendil will be kind of here in the middle with the twins are kind of with him. You know, not too fussed about that. And, sorry, Elora and Corbin, I didn't figure you out yet. Sorry if I missed that.
I'm going to be closer to, I guess, on the picture to the Demigorgon's foot. And Laura's gonna be on the other side.
I guess
so
I'll be closer to his head then.
in the middle there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is your kind of scattered formation here as you're making your way through. Excellent. Oh, Chris. I have a little satyr on the GM layer, looking, and because it's on the GM layer, it's slightly transparent, so it looks like a ghost. Okay.
Ghost.
Little ghost satyr.
Ghost of Ning following us around.
Absolutely.
She's in our hearts.
Yes, indeed. So you head off into the tunnels, and there is a uproar of all the Kyoto joyously wave you off and shout their thanks. You assume. You assume.
Those are happy noises.
Pretty sure. They looked happy. A whole bunch of every ranked level, rank and file level Kotor was doing the thumbs up version of that picture.
I love that picture.
Okay. And you bid farewell to the Kotor and all of their Kotor names. And make your way into the caves once more.
Farewell, Goop. Farewell, Boop. Farewell, Doop.
Yes, Goop, and all of the others are still there. Yep. A single tear goes down Goop's face. And you make your way. Now, the first day, I think, will have to be at a normal pace, because you will need to forage and collect supplies for the rest of the journey. But we all know that Eldith and Zakarn are very good at that. So you spend a day going at normal pace, and Zakarn, you and Eldith rove out and forage around for edible funguses and those amazing barrel fungus that have the fresh water inside, and you gather bits and bobs here and there, slay a couple of lesser beasts, monsters, scuttling around the place, so you get a little bit of meat as well.
Cave squirrels,
indeed. And I need, let's go, just go through the group left to right. Elora, please roll me a d20.
A 1.
A 1. That's in this on this table. That is good. That first the first day passes without incident. Just these these small creatures that you are easily able to overcome and gather the meat for.
Nice.
And you travel through the tunnels. Again, a mixture of tunnels, caves, almost, some sections where Ignatius, you almost can't get through. It's so narrow as you're going on your side and kind of like leaning back as the rock bulges out at the side of the wall. And again, on the flip side, these vast caverns with giant, almost building-sized, stalactites reaching out of the darkness above, and you find yourself almost moving through, like it almost feels like a series of foothills as you go through these massive stalagmites that are all up out of the cave floor, and you ford a couple of gushing rivers with their ice-cold water rushing by, and thankfully splash that on your faces and clean off all of the blood and kuatoa innards and the like, as these water sources seem to be devoid of scary stuff. And the day goes as well as can be expected, and you find yourselves at the end of your journey setting up camp, and you may all take the benefits of a long rest.
Yay.
Hey. Are we tracking exact pounds and gallons of food and water?
My plan was to dive deep into the survival aspects of this game until my players all made themselves badass survivalists and basically made it a moot point. So
Sorry, guys, I cut out for a second.
Everything I've taken is useless.
We can hear you, Ignatius. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, no, we're like Taiwan's having power outages right now.
Oh,
So
bad luck.
cutting down the internet speeds and everything too.
I see. Yeah, it's looking fine from this end.
Okay.
Looking fine. Okay, so
But yeah, I think I've said it in chat, but like most of the stuff I've taken for Zakat is useless outside of like this specific module that we're doing.
yes, no replayability. If you ever make
You take them out of the Underdark and there's been nothing.
Yeah, if you do actually manage to escape and get up to the surface, you'll be like, so we're going back, right? We're going back.
Right.
Okay, so you do continue on your way, and we enter our second day. Unless there's anything that needs to be said. Zakan, any addressing of strong sources of good in Alora's pack or anything of the like? just saying.
I think I feel like they had noticed it at some point, like early on in the journey as well. So if I recall, there was some kind of perception check or something that was made. So they're keeping it in mind. Yeah, I think instead of that, they're going to approach Corbin, like once everyone's sort of bedding down.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever, like tree or outcropping they're setting themselves up into.
Hanging upside down from, yes.
Don't judge me, but I am in a tree.
Yeah. So they approach like the base of the tree. I mean, like a barrel stalk mushroom or something.
And they notice you like almost immediately. Just kind of like, yes, like they just peek their eye open. Yes.
You have a moment for a conversation.
Yes. And they kind of just like lean over, like they look like they're about to fall, and they just kind of let their body go limp, and then they land. Sup?
Being in the dry prison, I had ample time to meet with the rest of the group, but you are a more recent arrival, and I simply wish to get to know you.
Okay.
Particularly, I am curious about your mission in finding Alora. Seems there is quite a lot of interest in her all of a sudden.
I mean, honestly, what's there not to be interested in? I mean, think about it. If you go off on your own and try to find something or somebody to attach yourself to, what's more cool than a band of outlaws? Besides, I'm used to that anyway.
Band is quite well known on the surface.
Oh no, I didn't hear about him until I came down here.
What brought you down here was mere curiosity.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I also got lost, but the initial thing was curiosity. I was in the tombs of my monastery. They gave the wrong person cleaning duty. I was really bored. But I wanted to see if it was true that,
Wondered?
the tomb led down into the Underdark. It was.
So no fortune seeking, no divine orders or anything of that sort.
More like family rebellion.
Just boredom. Let's see. You wish to return, or are you hoping to join with a band of thieves in exploring the Underdark and its various mysteries?
I can see myself going back up to the surface. I just would prefer I go back up to the surface with a reputation behind me. Nobody knows who I am down here. I'm going to change that, and then I'll go to the surface and do the same. This is more of a practice round.
Common enough story.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Let's endeavor to. Let me see. He'll come out in a moment.
The ambiance in this place, I just do not know.
Strange,
a lot of
brightly colored
happens
bird just comes across the
cave.
cavern. It says mushroom parrots. You want to watch out.
So they just sort of nod and as they're listening to Corbin say what their deal is, and
they ask they're gonna ask some return questions, kind of like, well, why are you down here? Is the only thing that you do lead people?
It is the most important thing that I do, although when not bringing those who are lost to the light, I seek to eradicate that which would expand the dark.
How can you tell which is which?
I am which is which, and things are quite black and white down here quite frequently.
Say that a lot about a lot of places. I've yet to really find someone who's 100% right about that.
There are good acts, and there are evil acts, and there are good results, and there are evil results. And the people doing them may have both, but the deeds and their effects are the same.
So how do you know if what you're doing is right and not evil to somebody else? And they seem like they're asking it about you, but it also seems like they're like, it's really important that someone like you answer this, because you seem very wise.
Yeah, they kind of take a moment, just sort of looking, and it must be quite frustrating in times like these, like with the mask, that there's no way to sort of tell
Like
beyond body
facial
language, like what's going on. Yeah. And eventually they do respond and say, "You are young and finding what it is that these things mean to you, and I think that is very important. I cannot answer for you what is good, what is evil. As you said, it change depending on whose point of view it is. Receive my instructions, my guidance from a place beyond this one. And following it is all that I have ever known. It is all that I can do.
My family comes from a lot of people who sound a lot like you. People who have been taught things, and it's how things are supposed to be. And that's what I was supposed to do. Get strong. I was told to become a wall. Somebody stoic who would follow orders. And now I'm standing in the Underdark. So, as you can see, I don't take well to plans, but they sent me somewhere to stop having emotions, and all that place did was teach me that everyone deserves to have them. As long as I can keep doing that down here, I think I'll be okay.
Agreed. And I think you have a great deal of wisdom to you.
I would like that in writing. Could I send that to my family? Would you mind being recorded?
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I do not know how to write.
We'll fix that. I need physical proof someone said that to me.
Well, I pray that you will find what it is that you're looking for down here and earn alive with your reputation.
Like right now, I want to learn what Alora did. Whatever made them strong enough that they could make their own group and lead people down here. I want to get whatever that is. So, I gotta pay attention, I guess.
Ron kind of looks back to the fire, wherever Alora is, and they say, yes, there is quite a lot to be learned about Alora, I feel. Last question. This weave that Shushar mentioned, do you know anything about it?
I was telling him, in the monastery, they taught us about ki. It's a different type of energy. It's not necessarily magic, but it is an energy that we can draw on in order to do some of the maneuvers that we're taught. That's as close as I've ever gotten to anything magical. So I don't really know what they were talking about with me being connected to the weave now. And something happened after I got slapped with that lightning, but I haven't really tested it yet. What about yours?
See, I confess I have not much questioned where the source of any of my power comes from, and I have been from it for a very long time now.
Okay.
I know from
so
whom
you're
it comes,
rusty and I'm new.
trust in him. Indeed, we both have much to learn and to relearn. Perhaps to unlearn.
Well, I'm ready. I can spar with you whenever you want.
Perhaps when we have a safe place to do so.
Deal.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you very much. Now, unless there's anything else, we shall proceed to the next day. You good? Okay. So, the evening passes without incident as you're tucked away and in a smaller group now. You think maybe any creatures in this area might be drawn by the large going on a few kilometers back, a few miles behind you. And you wake up in what you assume must be the morning. So you pass this here. Hey, isn't it? Yeah, welcome on Razorworks. And yeah, isn't the art gorgeous? It is very, very nice. So, as you find your way into the second day and continue on into the Underdark, Ignatius, be so good as to roll me a d20.
11. I think I rolled that before.
11.
Is that right?
Okay. With the expert guidance of Zakan, Sareth, and Hemeth, their combined knowledge and skill, you all manage to pass another day through the caverns, through the tunnels, without running into anything dangerous. I mean, after such a eventful opening of your journey, you think you found the nice part of the Underdark. Nothing nasty lurking
It's
around
called
here.
paranoia.
Those are good to call, Corbin. The tunnels is the right decision.
Nothing.
Right? They're like,
Nothing to
No
nothing to
more
mess with
for
your
me.
progress. Nothing to mess with your progress except existential dread.
there's plenty of that. We're in the Underdark.
Yes, indeed. Now,
This is
How-
all we got here.
how fast?
This is how we got here.
How fast are you traveling?
Speed run? I don't know.
Are you going at a faster pace instead?
I feel like we would, personally, I would decide to just normal pace. We don't know
Yeah,
what's ahead.
save-
And
save energy and not
Mhm.
really sure what's ahead. Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, so yeah, you carry on at a normal pace and pass through, again, mile after mile of rocky landscape. And as you're doing so, Zakan, Hemeth the Durgar says to you, "Now, Zakaran." So that sounds like Shusha. Now it is. We're about to come up to a tricky bit, all right?
Tricky in what manner?
Yeah.
It's a rather special neck of the woods, if you will, called the Silken Paths. You never heard of it? Give me a history check, just to see.
It's like, have I heard of it?
Let's check. We have our little
Hans lived down here for 100
Click,
years.
clack.
They're not even.
click-clack math marks, so let's use them.
Look like math rocks.
Click-clack math marks.
Yeah, math rocks. By the way, do we need to like be saying for all these days and nights where that are normal stuff is happening that like we're keeping watch
Of
while
course.
walking and like we're doing watch at night and stuff? Like, do we need to say that every time, or can we assume that we're doing that?
Just given the length of the journeys, we're going to abstract things somewhat.
Yay.
Yeah, just putting out. Everyone's listening and looking out into the darkness. We're sleeping in
Otherwise-
shifts, doing all that kind of stuff.
Otherwise, we're gonna have a month or so of just walking through, like in real life.
So
a
on
month, like a month
on
of
day
sessions.
4 of 26.
Exactly right.
Cool. So let's see. Sorry, what kind of check was that? Was that survival or
History. It'll be history.
history? Oh, this con is so dumb. It's just a straight 14.
14. But I think with your knowledge that made the DC was a bit lower. So you've heard not a great deal about them, but by reputation you have heard of this area, and you know that it is a vast cavern with a huge kind of ravine dropping down into the depths, and the only way across the considerable width of this space is by traversing the countless spider webs that crisscross the whole space.
Wow.
The Silken Paths.
of course it is. Spiders.
In response, they say, I have heard of it, but I typically go via the water. I'm getting to Gracklestug, so I have not personally traveled it. Have you?
No, because I'm usually with my caravan, so I can't take the goods that way. So we have to take the long way around. But I thought, this time as sounds like you got yourselves in a spot of bother somewhere back in the tunnels there. I thought speed might be the essence, you know?
Indeed, and the quicker we get to a safe place, the better for all involved.
Right, yeah, and yeah, I want to get home and get me a pint of that Dark Lake Stout as quickly as possible. And
So,
you continue on your way, and as you start to reach into the kind of equivalent of late afternoon, you think of the second day here, you do at one point suddenly feel like this sense of open space ahead of you. And indeed, the tunnel that you are traversing through, with its jagged ceiling near above, Ignatius, you're having to stoop a little bit as you pass this section, suddenly opens up, and you find yourselves on a rocky ledge. And those of you that can see, Ignatius, are you carrying a torch?
No.
Really? Okay.
Been following their lead, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think normal pace would be the maximum you could go if you're just being led through that. Those of you that can see, unfortunately not Ignatius here, observe this incredible sight, just this huge space reaching up far above and disappearing deep below, and then stretching across much, much further than you can even perceive. As I think, right, 60 feet is the furthest anyone can see, right?
90.
70?
90.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yep, okay. Alora, Corbin, it's about 60 feet, yeah? Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, as far as you can see, like, you cannot see the other side of this space. And you just are amazed by the slightly disorienting crisscross, almost geometric pattern of all of these thick white webs that span the entire space.
Since I can't see, I'll just ask the others. Does it look like there's a more worn section of webs, like maybe a path, or
It
somewhere
hasn't been knocked down.
easier to traverse?
A good question, and we would particularly like to know if anything's been through here recently.
Good. I might be able to check that.
Let's go in. What's that?
If there are webs, and there are a lot of webs, and we're trying to see if there's anything that's been on there recently, would I be able to use the tips of my very needle tipped finger points? Could I touch the web to see if I sense any movement?
Nice idea. You just
Reverse spider the spider.
you gently, you look around and choose one of the strands that's disappearing off into the dark, and then just gently rest your finger darts against them, and give me a perception check with advantage.
Awesome. Okay, let me just pull up character sheet. Come on, perception. I can do that. I can percept with the best of them. Okay, +3. Oh, 16. 13 plus 3.
Nice. That, with advantage, yeah?
Oh, and then...
Just in case.
Again.
It's another roll.
What do you know? You were a 10, so as a 16 plus a 13, I rolled a 10 that time.
Okay. So, yes, the 16 is the better of those. And
Huzzah.
Everyone goes very quiet for you, and everyone stays very still. And as you rest the metallic darts attached to your fingers against the thick, silken substance, you do, very faintly, so perhaps quite far away, sense vibration.
I'm going to relay that to the party in like a hushed tone, just kind of saying, it doesn't seem too close, but we should definitely keep moving and avoid the web so we don't give away our own stuff.
Yeah.
Like our own position. That's what I'm trying to say.
One problem here.
Tell which direction?
No, unfortunately not. Ignatius, if you want to traverse this successfully, you will need a torch to see what's happening.
Okay.
But don't touch any. Don't touch any of the webs with it. Yes, all the equipment.
Isn't it all web anyway? If we want to cross, we have to cross on the web, no?
Yes. Yeah, there's no other way. But yes, Zakan has non-fire options, I believe.
They pick up a stone and get to light and hand it to Ignatius and anyone else, I guess, who doesn't have dark vision.
Well, my question is somewhat different then. If it is off in the distance and we get on the webs and it decides to attack us in the middle of our journey, would it not be better to attract it here first and deal with it on solid ground?
I feel like with all of us, it's very likely that at one point we will be noticed.
Could I do a perception check for a place for people who are not going to be fighting with us if we go with this plan to hide safely, so then we can try to attract this attention and not have a bunch of bait behind us?
I mean, they could drop further back into the tunnel.
Okay, as long as there's some place for them to like be out the way, basically, and not be a danger, like in danger.
Mm-hmm. Now, Corbin, whilst this is happening, were you keeping your fingers on the web?
Yeah, because it was far away, but if it starts moving towards us, I want to be able to warn the others.
Yeah. You feel the vibration getting stronger, or a vibration getting stronger.
We need to decide either we're going in or we're waiting or we're gonna make it come here faster. But something's on its way.
I think maybe we should do something to attract it and then bring it here and hide if we can.
So don't know how many there are. If we were to get on that web and be surrounded by creatures, it might be.
Well, then I think the best thing to do is to get rid of their home base. And they're going to look at you and look down at your torch and go, maybe we should go with the fire option.
I think that's our only way across, though. I don't think. Isn't it? It's the only way across, right? To actually get on the web?
That's a decent question.
I mean, it's the way across, but there are hundreds and hundreds of these webs. It's not one big web, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Ignatius, your tactical mind would kick in here, I think, and you would definitely think that maybe having a source of fire that could be deployed to shake off or knock off pursuit and destroy webbing strands that maybe enemies are traveling along towards you would be a good idea.
I just picture all of us falling thousands of feet down.
Another option.
If it is fire that we need, I can provide.
Zakan.
Okay.
You could put Ignatius at rest there. You're not sure how deep it is, but you're pretty sure it's not thousands of feet.
Just hundreds.
Just hundreds, yeah.
Just
point of reference. Let me, with my DM friend here, I just want to just check something, just in case. So I've got it in my back pocket, just in case. How many d6 does it max out at? The falling damage?
Is it max?
There is a max number. I forget which one it is. I'll look it up if it comes up.
I think it's 50.
Definitely enough to take me out, I'm sure.
Well, how long does it take to reach maximum velocity?
Yeah, right.
Velocity, yeah.
How many feet?
Need to go and rewatch the Keyleth goldfish scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
You now, Corbin, that vibration is still getting stronger.
Y'all.
And actually, the rest of you can actually see the webbing that Corbin was looking at is actually vibrating, as is one that's immediately next to it as well.
Max is at 20, by the way.
I feel
Thank
we
you.
should 20d6. I feel we should trust Ignatius's martial instincts in this case, as well as Corbin's perception, and ready ourselves to face what's coming.
Now, Corbin, the webbing's shaking even more. It's moving quite a lot now.
I would like to take my my little nail and just be like, bleep.
Say again? You're gonna try
I don't won't do anything, but it'll put my peace of mind there.
Sorry, what are you trying to do?
Just like kind of cut that little web, the web that's shaking the most. Just
That
you
one
know
web.
what?
The one
We get it. You're
strand.
coming. Beep. Like,
I think Allura is gonna try and find a place to hide. We're in the tunnels. Is there anywhere I could go?
Zakan, do you mind casting that light spell on my axe instead?
ooh.
Of course, and they do so. As far as I know, you can just do it as many times as they want, on and off.
Cool.
For their part, they ready a guiding bolt for if any spider or hostile creature is within range.
Now,
They're going to withdraw from the start of the webs.
everyone, please let me know if this is too difficult to make out what I'm saying, okay? But yeah, as Corbin, you just as you're about to cut that web, you do hear something, and then you cut it, and it just coils. You know how like suddenly a taut cable, where it like coils off and like springs back into
Like,
the darkness. Yeah, springs off. Okay, as you're doing that,
Wait,
you
what
start.
I hear though?
Yeah, you start to hear, and again, let me know if this is inaudible, and I won't do it.
Ah!
No,
Just make
It
it all
kept
out.
cutting in and out. It kept cutting in and out, but I'm gonna assume it's the thing that they were fighting when I first showed up again.
It's the same effect. Does it sound okay?
It was cutting off really
Yeah,
bad.
it cut
I
off
could
a
hear
little bit.
random things.
I think I said a disco, like beep
Could-
beep
could-
beep.
Right here, yeah. But it did sound like maybe they were just people.
Okay, I will just go. I'll just go with an impression of my own. Anyway, you see two very small figures coming, sliding down the webs, like just like almost like Silver Surfering it, and they're just coming whoosh down the webs towards you on their feet, and you can see as they come into view. One of them, like, wildly trying to get their balance again as they had to quickly switch to a different piece of webbing after the one they were sliding on got cut. And you see, you see two goblins just come hurtling out of the darkness. And that last that was as they got to the end of the webbing, they leapt, did a somersault in the air, much like Corbin is wants to do, and they both landed, boom, and stood stock upright and did a little fake salute kind of thing. And they're like, "Well, hello, how's it going? Having ourselves a lovely day? We are. It's a lovely day out in the webs. I'm Yak
Out
Yak,
in the web?
and yeah, I'm Yak Yak, and this is Spiderbait. All right,
What are you doing out here?
we're living the dream, just on the rush. Wow!
Do you
mean,
provide
just-
tour guides?
Oh, yes, we most certainly do. Yes, services are available to be guided without delay throughout the webs and get you where you want to be without getting eaten.
That'd be awesome. Is there a group limit?
They like peer around you. It's like, oh fuck, there's a lot of you.
Motions for the other ones to come out of the tunnel.
Oh,
More
bloody hell.
importantly, is there a group discount?
Our fee is a very reasonable 2 gold pieces each per day.
Per day.
Yes.
And how many
1
days
second,
will
please.
it take
Right.
to cross the Silken Road?
Jesus.
Oh, no. It's just if you wish to employ us this day to cross the thousands and thousands of feet across the countless maze-like webs in which without a guide you will surely be lost and consumed, devoured by all of the nasty creatures who abide within, then you're going to need to hire us for the day. Or we could, just carry on having a good time and surfing the webs and you can just die. Your choice.
You'll find that I can't be lost except by magical means.
It's a magical place.
Do we have that money? Does anybody have? Oh.
Hold on.
Maybe. We did get our personal belongings back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before. 25.
See if I want to find these fine-looking fellows
I think
for you.
I have a decent amount. How much would it be total? I guess.
How many days will we be going through these webs?
They basically say it's just for today. It would only take you one day to get across.
They would be able to get us through things for today.
Mhm.
Awesome. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Corbin offers to cover a few people. They say they can do themselves and the twins.
Yep.
And because Alora is technically their boss, they say that they can cover Alora as well.
It's fine. I don't think I have any. I think everything was stolen from me, and I'm not able to recover my money.
Here we are. Here is Yuck.
This idea that
Hello.
Corbin's just doing one long job interview that Alora doesn't realize is happening.
And here's Spider-Bait. Hello.
Great.
That's like trustworthy guys.
Right?
Absolutely.
Their names might as well be Flim and Flam.
Topsy and Tibigo. Hey!
But everybody else is okay with the Moonies?
Don't mind paying them as long as we think we can trust them.
Of course you can. We have our reputations to think of.
We do not know your reputation.
Can Alora do an insight check to see if they secretly work for some sort of spider goddess or something?
Sure. Be my guest.
Oh no, I got a 1. I don't know anything.
Those ones fly.
Natural 1. Yes, I'm sure it's fine.
Well, if Alora trusts them, then I do. Let's go.
Sounds great. I think they look like good guys. Yeah, I'd hang out with them.
Can I use a natural?
Get a beer with them?
Friendly they are.
Sorry, Corbin?
Oh, I was saying, Corbin has a natural feat because of the background they have that they would be able to, because they could use them as contacts. If they are criminals, would they be able to tell if they're a little shisty because they're able to tell who criminals are to get their help?
Okay. I will give you.
I can read it so that you can decide based on the wordage verbiage if that's applicable.
I would also give you an insight, but with advantage for that feat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Snake eyes.
It would probably help if my rolls didn't fall off my desk.
Always helpful. And disappear. It's gone. One lost into the abyss.
It did. It really did, though. Okay. First roll is for insight 16 plus 3, which is 18.
19.
And then 19. Thank you, math.
Wrong end. It's
work.
lunchtime. It's lunchtime for me. It's the middle of the night for you. So.
And so the first roll is better. The second roll I did was an 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, so an 11.
19, yeah. Okay, yeah, with the 19, definitely. They seem opportunistic, but not evil intent.
So if anything, like you said, opportunistic. So smart businessmen is who I'm dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
Upon that, though, they kind of get this sly smirk on their face, kind of step up and go, let's be honest. If we follow you and we still end up dying, you kind of already did get paid. If you can ensure our safety, we have, and they're kind of going to hold up a little bag. It's like a decoy bag. They always have one of like jingling. It maybe there's gold there, maybe there's not. I'll pay you extra if you get all of us across safely first. And then they kind of drop the pouch in their hand, like in their own hand, like just showing it.
Well, Yuck Yuck says, well, let me come back at you with a little counter proposal. We will get you all across and accept payment upon delivery to the other side, thousands of feet across the treacherous webs of death.
As you've mentioned.
If we get first pick of any treasure that we may find on our travels.
There's treasure on the webs?
Yeah, lots of people get killed all the time.
That is fair. That is fair. They kind of like look behind them at everybody, like.
I don't want that treasure. But I guess.
I was like, ooh.
I think I kind of wandered off and on the edge of the cavern, like where the webs are meeting Earth and whatnot. Can they look around for tracks to see if there are things besides goblin feats and how fresh and whatnot all of that is?
Give me a survival check.
My big skill. I say as I roll awfully. That's a 9.
Total?
9 totally. I rolled a 2.
No sign of any tracks on the cave here, and there's no way to see if the webs have been traveled. Except, even with a 9, the ones that the goblins came down, you notice are slick and a bit shiny, and you look down, and the goblins have greased their feet so they can slide.
Just imagining that end scene from Tarzan when he's just on the vine. That's all I could see.
They wander their way back to the group eventually, but they're leaving it to Corbin and Ignatius because they're not very good with people. So.
Noted.
So you get first dibs on any of the treasure that's stuck, but we, have our lives, so I feel like that's a fair trade. And again, they're just kind of making sure they have, it's agreed upon by everybody so that they can kind of like shake their hands and complete the deal if that's what everyone agrees to.
Okay.
And then
Splendid. Now, just to reconfirm, I want everyone to team up here. Okay, you've got your buddy. Yep, everyone got your buddy. Okay, now,
buddy, I make sure I get Allura so the prince doesn't get it.
Yeah.
So everyone, Topsy and Toby go together, and everyone's like, yes. Everyone's like, all right, everyone, let me get a thumbs up if you have your buddy. Splendid. Oh, you, big boy, you got a buddy?
Yeah, Ignatius, do you have a buddy?
I'm gonna hang out with the Duergar. Hemeth,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hemeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you all right, me and you, buff?
I like this. I like this image of Darendil and Eldith both heading for Allura, and then Corbin swoops in, so they like kind of scowl and then buddy up together.
Yes.
They're both like clearly disappointed with the situation.
Meanwhile, we're just like, aha.
All buddies.
Indeed. Now, there is a small pep talk, much like sitting in the small prop plane before you do your skydiving. Damn it, I should have given them Australian accents. It's like Australian, like, extreme sport guides. Never mind. And they do actually show you a few things. They actually demonstrate themselves out on the webs just next to the rock. And they actually show you how to move so that you can keep yourself balanced and aware of what's going on around you. And all of you have advantage on checks to avoid being surprised. And
Nice.
and you are confident in their knowledge that you will not get lost while you are here in the Silken Paths. So, the two web runners lead out Spiderbait. That amazing face of his. So cool. I love the art. I like this old school like D&D art. It's so cool. Spiderbait is like there. He's at the back and he's like, after you. And you're like, all right, everybody, got your buddies? So, tread where I tread. Don't worry, we won't go sliding. We don't want anyone to try and attempt that just yet. Maybe a bit further on into the webs. So, everyone, stick with your buddy. Keep your balance. Do not plunge to your death. And off we go. And he starts walking. Well, he just walks out very confidently onto the webs, just using two of them that are running roughly parallel. But as they kind of deviate and cross from each other, he'll switch between them, and he's like holding up. And like these aren't like the webs of a proper spider's web where you'll get caught in it, and they're not sticky, with only the spiders being able to traverse across them. They do count as difficult terrain because of having to keep your balance and watch yourselves. So, as you slowly head out to traverse the thousands of feet across to the other side, with who knows what lurking out there, or what treasures might be found, we shall stop for today, as we have reached our time. So,
Into the webs.
huge thank you to my lovely players. Thank you all again. Thank you for joining us, and good to have you here and to be on our merry way once more. And a big thank you to everyone that came by. A huge shout out to Guild Superior and Oathsworn RPG. Thank you so much for the raids. It was a pleasure to have all of you people with us, and I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. And we will be back here in the Underdark, crossing the Silken Paths next time on Out of the Abyss. But before that, we have several other things for you to enjoy. On Thursday, today, if you're already there, or tomorrow, if it's looking around the corner, we will be back in Barovia, as we had a fantastic RP session last time, delving into backstories, and there were tears last time. But back to business tonight, I think. They need to figure out what Lady Wachter is doing, and why Count Strad von Zarevich's black coach with his butler and one of his brides came rolling into town the minute Lady Wachter took control. And we shall see what's going on there. Also, tomorrow, on Friday, we will be back down in Avernus with our descent into Avernus crew as they deal with entering into the Bleeding Citadel. They have Zariel's angelic sword on a pedestal in front of them, and they are making their way towards that treasure that they have been seeking. What will that have in store for them as we go back into the Nine Hells tomorrow? Then on Saturday, Ignatius?
On Saturday and Friday in the States, we have our weekly campaign, Modern D&D 5e, and now it's a modern Planescape D&D, as they just got the sigil and are finding ways to leave immediately.
There is a shout out in the chat there, everyone. Follow CarniSideShow to see that incredible. Everyone loves a bit of Planescape, and if you don't know what that is, you should definitely head on over there and find out, because it's so cool, and lots of good stuff happening over on CarniSideShow. And join them also for lots of crazy one-shots and stuff that are going on as well. Now, also on Saturday, for myself, a little shout out for myself here, as I will be playing as a player in a brand new campaign over on Quest Junkies UK. Let me quickly give everyone the means to get over there. Quest Junkies UK. Boom. That is they. Please head on over and give them a follow, as on Saturday we will be beginning a brand new campaign in their homebrew world of Rodania, and I shall be playing a bearfolk wild magic barbarian. And I am very much looking forward to being a player for a change. If you want to check that out, and all of the other amazing characters in the party, there's some really good stuff everyone's looking forward to it so much. Please come on over and join Patch and the rest of us on Quest Junkies UK for that. Then, next Tuesday, we have Rime of the Frost Maiden. The cultists have been defeated. The evil tiefling has been driven off, chased into the mysterious mists that rose up. Mists that are very similar to those that can be found in Barovia, as the saber-toothed tiger, the awakened saber-toothed tiger, Trent, chased the evil tiefling into the mists and drove them off. They are left in the castle of Caer Dinaval to figure out what has been left behind by these cultists and what they were up to, and try and figure out what's going on with the rest of these so-called Frost Maiden cultists throughout the 10 Towns area. Will they be able to get some intel which will help them to defeat this evil goddess and return spring to the 10 Towns once more? And that'll bring us all the way round to Thursday/Wednesday evening once more, as we are back down here in the Silken Paths. So, a massive, massive thank you. Stick around as we will go a-raiding. Let's have a quick look here and see who's doing what, and we can see just what's available there. So, have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Do join us and CarniSideShow and Chris Junkies UK if you are able, but we shall see you when we see you. And on that note, as we like to say around these parts, matane. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.